Hello world, it's Karl Spenson here, back with another edition of the Spenson Factor Online. And today's episode is all about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Now I know that this is a very heavy issue with very strong feelings on both sides of the aisle. But if I know my viewers, I know that they're very busy people who have little time to worry about the subtleties and minutiae of such an issue. Lord knows I don't. And luckily, like any major historical event, it can be easily compared to a situation from my personal experiences, so this is going to be real easy. Now, before anything else, I'd like to share something that my ex-girlfriend Judith told me when she got back from her Birthright Israel trip. If you question the infallibility of the State of Israel, you are an anti-Semitic terrorist sympathizer. It's just as simple as that. So I hope that answered a few questions right there. Now on to my story. Ever since I was young, my mother had me confined to the basement. Sure, she would let me upstairs for meals or to watch Designing Women with her, but normally my movements were strictly monitored and regulated. When I was about 12, she set up a pottery kiln in my basement and took over half the room for her ceramics projects. The summers were unbearably hot, what with the lack of air conditioning and of course the extreme heat generated by the pottery kiln. Eventually I even came to resent my mother, turning instead to the comfort of extremist texts like the second edition Dungeons & Dragons Player's Handbook. Inside these texts, I learned that I had just as much right to the rest of my house as a first-level wizard has to the magic missile spell. So one day, I did something a little crazy, a little extreme. When my mother allowed me upstairs for one of my twice-weekly bathroom visits, I pooped on the floor. At the time, I thought it was a glorious, if unsanitary, blow against my oppressor. But my mother certainly didn't see it that way. She retaliated by setting my bed on fire, putting most of my personal belongings into the pottery kiln, and sending me to live in the crawl space under the front porch until my late teens. But you see, now I know that my mom was only doing what she had to do to make me the man I am today. And that's what the people of the Gaza Strip need to understand. If they just hang in there and roll with the punches, pretty soon Mom will be letting them use the bathroom 3 times a week. And that's a world that we can all be proud of. I'm Karl Spenson, and I'll see you right here next week.